Black Ops 3 zombie cheating. Can you imagine that? Oh, the shame.
Absolute legends. In speedrunning, cheaters come in all different types of flavors.
True.
First, you have the total scrubs who aren't very good at the game, but they want to try and quickly get some clout, so they decide to fake a world record.
Dude, these are the dumbest cheaters, by the way, and they're my favorite. Because if there's one thing people will not believe, it's the fact that some kind of miracle child prodigy just absolutely appears out of nowhere. Now, it's one thing if that happens in a game like League of Legends, Dota, or whatever, but something where cheating is possible, man, everyone's gonna have their eye on you if you do that, and you're gonna get uncovered so fast, usually.
Fortunately, because they aren't very good players, they lack the ability to create a convincing speedrun. These are usually quickly spotted because their gameplay is just too unrealistic and doesn't reflect what a genuinely good player would produce. Then you have these speedrunners who are legitimately good at their game, perhaps even already world champions. These players...
Dude, Trackmania, if you haven't watched this, just watch it. Watching people today play Trackmania is... it's just relaxing. It just frees the soul. It just clears the mind. It's so good. It's so good, honestly. Try it if you haven't. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Might have gotten frustrated and were sick and tired of grinding for many hours only for the game to screw them over. So they cave and decide to cheat. These fake speedruns are much harder to spot because the runner actually knows what they are doing. Given that the gameplay seems legit, these are usually caught through some kind of technical inconsistency or discovery. The best players that do cheat can sometimes get away with it for years before getting caught. But the cheater we will look at today doesn't fit into either of these categories. It was a speedrunner who wasn't good at the game, knew they wanted to fake a world record, but were smart enough to realize that becoming a champion takes time. So instead of coming out of nowhere with a new world's best, they decided to go for the long con. Over the course of 6 months, this person slowly weaseled their way into the Black Ops 3 Zombies speedrunning community. Starting off with very ordinary, believable times, they would then methodically and deliberately improve their personal best over the span of half a year. They would tell stories of how much time they were spending grinding the game. They would lament over how many resets they needed to do to get the luck they need.
You want to know the funniest part about this? Everyone hates people like this, right? The average person just absolutely detests it, especially if you're from this community or something like that, and you wish the worst upon these people. But the truth is, the most brutal truth in life that you will hear is the fact if someone has this much dedication and they actually understand the fact that they can't just become superstars overnight and puts in this much effort into socially, because this is essentially social engineering. If someone puts this much time in social engineering or whatnot to become good at something, they are probably going to win at the game of life at the end. They're probably going to have an above average life because they are willing to do these heinous things. That is just absolutely the reality of our world. So there have been a lot of situations, by the way, where I have seen people complain, oh, my boss is an idiot, blah, 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 they lie about me and things like that, or, cheating and situations like this. But the reality is, in a lot of cases, these people who do these things, cheat and do all of those heinous things, their life ends up better than a lot of people. Because they have proven that they are willing to put in at least some kind of effort. Because most people don't put in the effort.
Meanwhile, they were faking everything. Then, on the 9th of August, they finally did it. The speedrunner Prawley achieved the world record on the first and most popular zombies map, Shadows of Evil. But this is where he made his fatal mistake, and one tiny inconsistency brought down his entire campaign. 6 months of effort completely down the drain, because he forgot to check his splits. In this video, we will take a look at the Black Ops 3 Zombies cheater, Prawley, and we even have a recording of the exact moment that he was confronted with the evidence he cheated. And the response was exactly what you would expect from a career cheater. I really hope you enjoy.
Okay, there's two responses that a career cheater will say. One, deny it, say, yeah, I cheated, but just a little bit. And man, If you're a cheater, if you're a scammer, if you're a duper, if you're any of the bad things, never admit it. Why? People are not gonna forgive you for saying, "Well, I cheated just a little bit. Oh, I just did a little bit of these heinous things." Never admit it in the first place.
Now, legends, today I've partnered with Epic Games to let you know that the award-winning racing franchise Horizon Chase is back and better than ever with its latest edition, Horizon Chase.
Yeah, sounds like shit, absolutely. Yeah, it looks like a mobile racing game.
Sir, but I was having a blast.
Oh, wow, look at that. The mobile racing game with everything, it looks static. Wow, this looks as dog as it gets. Do not recommend.
Gigantic. And while it is well known for its solo campaign and online multiplayer features, the Zombies mode has become more and more of a staple gameplay mode over the years. Included in most Call of Duty releases since 2008, Zombies is a horror survival mode where the player needs to
Hey, if you have friends, Zombies is pretty awesome. What can I say?
face waves of zombies, with each wave getting progressively more difficult. You might think it would be hard to speedrun a zombie wave survival game, but there are numerous ways. For example, players compete to see who can get through a certain amount of waves in the quickest time. But the most popular zombie speedruns revolve around various Easter egg hunts. Call of Duty developer Treyarch loves to include these Easter egg hunts throughout the Zombies mode, where if a player completes
Dude, I know so much about these zombie Easter eggs and how you do them step by step. Because remember a couple of months ago, it was really, the presidents play AI voices was a thing. And man, the Black Ops zombie ones were really great. So I know a lot about... I know how to complete a lot of Easter eggs because of that. It was great. It was fun.
certain tasks, they can unlock a variety of hidden surprises. These hunts usually require a decent amount of steps. In Black Ops 3, which is the game we are discussing today, the most popular zombie Easter egg speedrun is for the very first level, Shadows of Evil. The current world record stands at 20 minutes and 14 seconds, achieved by Steve in February of this year. This speedrun is surprisingly technical. The movement mechanics are not simple at all, requiring you to constantly slide hop and slide cancel, and there is a bunch of zombie spawn manipulation going on that you would never be able to detect just by watching the run. The cheater we are talking about today, known as Prawley, joined the Black Ops 3 Zombies speedrunning community in February of this year, posting...
Is he just walking through gates? Is that a thing? Wow. Interesting.
A new personal best of 29 minutes. This is 9 minutes slower than the record, and makes sense for a new player, but Prawley would grind hard, and would improve his times rather rapidly, the next day achieving a 24-minute time. This seems like a big jump, but truthfully, it's not until you get quite a bit lower than this that progress should start to slow down. Within a month, however, he was already well inside the top 10. And this is where things should start to get serious. Prawley knew that this rate of progression couldn't be kept up, so he did start to increase his PBs a bit more gradually. On the 27th of March, he claimed a 21:17. On the 11th of April, he claimed a 21:03. On the 20th of April, he claimed a 20:58. In early May, he claimed a 20:49. And then on the 21st of May, he made a huge jump to 20:25.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, that doesn't seem like a huge jump, but the thing I'm instantaneously currently thinking about, which kind of is a little concerning, I guess, is the fact that the start, the reason he got caught, he said the split times were incorrect. And yeah, I'm kind of not gonna lie, that's big, you know, if the only way that this guy got caught is just because of the split times being incorrect, then cheating in this seems pretty easy, huh? Maybe.
Now only 10 seconds behind the world record. This rate of improvement was still shocking to many players though, and it's not necessarily because Prawley didn't have enough skill, it was because he was getting incredibly lucky. Aside from the plethora of difficult and inconsistent tricks and glitches players need to do, top-level Shadows of Evil speedruns also require you to get very specific...
There's a wasp in my coffee mug. Okay. This is gonna be fun. Yeah! Okay, I think that just pissed it off. Ah! Yep, that pissed. Oh no, wait. That's reasonable. Water bottle to the rescue. Oh, it went under. Easy. World speed record, that bitch. No hags there, boy.
Specific RNG, and there are a couple of main mechanics that cause this. The first has to do with gumballs called gobblegums. Scattered around the map are gobblegum machines, where the player can collect a gobblegum. These gumballs provide the player with various power-ups or abilities. Before entering a map, the player chooses which 5 gobblegums they want to be available during gameplay. However, the order at which these 5 gobblegums are dispensed is random. I won't go into specifics about what each gobblegum does, but the simple reality is that the world record strategy requires you to get a specific gobblegum to start off with, which is a 20% chance. This particular gobblegum gives you a bunch of points that you need to open gates with.
I'm not gonna lie, this seems... Okay, I don't expect a lot from the COD community, let's be completely real here, but hear me out. Well, if he's submitting world record runs, then obviously the RNG is gonna be good if it's a 20% chance. Yeah, obviously the RNG is always gonna be there. There's probably not even a single person in the top 10 who doesn't have this good RNG. It just makes sense. So this shouldn't even be a cause for concern, honestly. Unless he's streaming it. But since he's cheating, we know he's not streaming, right?
As well as other power-ups. The first gobblegum is collected just over half a minute into the run, and 4 out of 5 runs will end right here. The next 4 gobblegums don't necessarily need to be specific. However, there is definitely an ideal order at which they can be dispensed. Ultimately, the majority of the time for a top runner will be spent just resetting runs until they get good gobblegum luck. Then it gets even worse because on wave 5 or 6, instead of zombies, parasites will spawn. And in order to do these steps of the Easter egg in the quickest way, you need parasites to spawn on wave 6. This is a straight up coin toss, and 50% of the runs will end at wave 5 because of parasites. Wave 5 occurs at least 4.5 minutes into the run.
I don't know what are the odds, but this already sounds that only 1 in 20 runs has the potential of being good just from this alone.
Which is a massive time sink if you get bad luck. Prawley was completing a lot of runs, and it wasn't just that he was able to do full runs, but in every single one of his personal bests, he got the ideal gobblegum order. It wasn't just that he got the first 1 or 2 correct ones, which top runners might reset for, it was all 5 in optimal order every single time. He had so many lucky runs that people noticed, and expressed their amazement at how lucky Prawley seemed.
Oh, amazement. Yeah, that should be obviously a red flag. I mean, the world record in any game that has been played a long time by a lot of people, and a lot of people have gone for world first, is gonna be a ridiculously RNG lucky game. There's no way to denying that. But this is the first thing you should notice about these cheaters, is that all of their submissions are probably very lucky in certain very lucky things constantly, you know? Because these you know what cheaters do? When they do this stuff, they don't go and change, oh, this is gonna be increased luck this run, oh, this is gonna be increased luck that next run. No, it's always the same thing. They don't change those things, they just leave it as it is.
To be. In order to counter this, Prawley would claim that he was playing 5 to 8 hours per day, which is why he was getting so many lucky runs. And he would post pictures of his playtime indicating an average of 9 hours per day. He would also claim insane reset counts. For example, in early August, after playing just shy of 6 months, he claimed 25,000 resets. To put that into perspective, the runner Freckleston, who is only 1 second away from the world record and who has been playing for 2 years, has less than half of that amount. Prawley was lucky, but there was no concrete evidence he had cheated. And despite the fact that people were suspicious of Prawley, even the current world record holder Steve, there was nothing they could...
Okay, it is way less suspicious than he actually provides a huge amount of times he has done it. And that makes sense, you know? That does make sense.
On the 2nd of August, Prawley claimed a 2015, just 1 second off the record. Prawley appeared to be very upset about missing the world record, but thankfully, Prawley would get the luck he needed again very soon. On the 9th of August, Prawley finally achieved the world record, crushing Steve's 2014 by 6 seconds with a 20:08. Prawley posted a message thanking everyone and saying that he was finally free. But Prawley had fucked up. Normally when Prawley achieved his PBs, he just needed a video of the run itself. But because this was a world record, the moderators needed a little something extra, so they requested the full session video, including all previous resets. This would confirm the RNG in the game was working correctly and there was no funny business going on. Prawley provided his full session, which consisted of 1 hour of attempts before his record. Again, multiple top runners.
Yo, he probably had this. It sounds like this guy knows what he's doing. So this is not gonna work because he most likely that if you're a cheater, you know what the mods are gonna ask you, right? The session, the logs of the game, the config file of the game, or something like that. You know, they're gonna ask for it. They're gonna ask for the replay and all of that jazz. So you better be ready for this.
Including the world record holder, were extremely suspicious of Prawley, but after watching the footage, they couldn't see anything out of the ordinary in his gameplay, and they were pretty much ready to give up and accept that Prawley was legit. But they were only looking at the gameplay itself, and were missing a crucial piece of the footage that also needed to be examined. The runner Take Care asked Steve if he had really checked Prawley's splits, and Steve realized he hadn't. And lo and behold, Steve found the smoking gun. On the menu screen between resets, right before his world record run, Prawley's sum of best magically changes from 1858 to 1854. The only logical conclusion from this inconsistency is that Prawley had used video editing software to splice his world record run onto old footage of legitimate attempts, but didn't realize that at some point in between, he had improved his gold time on one of those segments, and his sum of best was now lower. Steve shared his findings privately with several people, which led to the runner Bug of Cake confronting Prawley and asking him what happened. And of course, Prawley acted like he had no idea what could have caused the discrepancy.
Smart.
I came in here because I found something, and I want to ask you about it.
What?
In your SOE session.
Yeah.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you watching?
Yep.
Look at your summer bet. Look at this. Oh, it's a bit before. 1858 here. Changes.
Beautiful.
1854.
Beautiful.
Well, I don't know, like, how that would have happened, like.
Uh-oh. There's a lot of like.
You have no idea?
Like?
I mean, no. There's literally the footage.
Did you not change anything?
I mean, I might have changed it in that moment, but I don't like right now in this moment, I don't remember like changing it. Like I probably changed it right there, but like I don't.
How do you change it?
Like it wasn't a big deal enough for me to like point it out.
Everything 57 minutes on. This splice happens right before your run. Is everything before spliced on? Did that not happen?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
No.
Okay. Wait, why would you have this even? Why would you even have this? Okay, so I get what's going on here. I have understood what's going on here. So the footage previously that he's using here is from his normal runs, right? And afterwards he splices in after a pause or a start screen or something like that his actual record run, and then it switches the timers. Can't actually get the timer. Yeah, you see, then it switches the timers because it's no longer the same run because there's something missing.
57 minutes on. This splice happens right before your run.
Yeah.
Is everything before spliced on? Did that not happen?
Yep.
Did you just?
No.
I need an explanation because
Yeah, there's no other way to explain it. I don't think I did a good explanation of that. I'm sorry if you don't understand it, but I'm not a professional in these things, so it's hard for me to explain. But I get what's going on here. Oh boy, oof, big oof.
there is only one explanation.
Okay, but okay, let's put it in like the perspective that I did. Bro, you don't think I would have noticed that? Like, you don't think I would have really went through that and like looked at my time? Like just my timer. Like, bro, what?
I don't know. Maybe you missed it.
That's
But
the easy
I
explanation.
I wouldn't.
Honestly, just the inconsistent timer itself was already enough to prove a splice, but
Yep.
the moderators still asked more questions, including
no.
which mod Prawley was using to speedrun. Every Black Ops 3 zombie speedrunner uses a mod to get unlimited gobblegums, but that's all the mod is supposed to do. Prawley sent over the mod he claimed to be using. However,
What do you mean, mod that gives you unlimited So this is a modded speedrun? What? That sounds strange.
again, an inconsistency was found. With the mod Prawley said he was using, on the scoreboard screen, which displays the gobblegums chosen, it shows a red hexagon with a number representing the amount of gobblegums available. But in Prawley's world record, when he showed the scoreboard, the red hexagons weren't present, indicating that a different mod was being used. The only reason to lie about this is if the mod he was using was affecting the game in other ways. After initially lying and saying he didn't know what caused the timer glitch, and after getting caught lying about what mod he was using, Prawley finally confessed after he was removed from the leaderboards, confirming he had been cheating the entire time.
Yeah, you can't just skip the man's apology. Let's see how unhappy he is and how much he lies. Everyone, I'm sorry for what I've done. Yes, it is fact I have cheated world record in multiple of my other runs, and I am sorry for that. I really fucked it up and have no excuse for my actions when what I did was wrong and just shitty thing to do. I know what I was doing, yet kept doing it, and I'm sorry. I've let down a lot of people in the whole community's trust. I truly do feel bad for doing what I've done, and I don't expect any of you to believe me. Due to my past actions, and I don't think I deserve to stay or be around this com. I think com means community, right? For this, I don't want to expect forgiveness since what I was doing really just was fucked up, and I'm sorry. Goodbye, Prawley. As fake as it gets. I love when people try to write these to do these apologies to get, and they think they're gonna garner enough sympathy, so everyone just like says, "I miss you." Don't actually go, bruh. It's not happening. No one's gonna miss you. It's not happening. Why try so hard? Bruh, if I was a cheater like this and something like that, I wouldn't even fucking make an apology. I would go out swinging, bruh. I would call them all stupid and don't. The weakness of flesh. It is what it is, boys. It is what it is. It's great.
After he was removed from the leaderboards, confirming he had been cheating the entire time. More specifically, he confessed to modifying the game to get perfect gobblegum luck every time, as well as getting the parasites on wave 6 every time as well. But don't worry, Prawley didn't do this for clout. No, he just wasted 6 months of his life lying to a community and cheating because he wanted to fix the website. Well, I for one thank Prawley.
Oh, the classic. How many times have we heard this? I just wanted to fix the website. Okay. Man, I think that's the amount of self-righteousness these cheaters insert is just absolutely phenomenal in my opinion.
for so generously being a terrible person, so that everyone else can learn a valuable lesson. I'm sure the Black Ops 3 speedrunning community is better off after Prawley blessed it with his presence. Big thanks to the runners Bug of Cake and Freckleston for helping me learn about this situation. Please go and show some support by checking out.
Wow, what a thing. Anyway, do you not have a plug? Jesus Christ, Carl Jobst. Well, yeah, but it's a hard name. What can you want? Anyway, that's him. Well, anyway, dude, this is funny. Man, these cheaters, these cheaters, they want the fame so much, they can't even... The reality is, how long ago was this considered fact, pretty much, in the speedrunning community, that at this point there is no way to discern real runs from cheaters, even with everything, because there is no way to tell us, if something is spliced, if it's just a black screen, right? There is no way to do that. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, I think that was funny. This was Quizzer Says, and thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye bye.